What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the FIFA 17 career mode. This is episode number 20, and I want to say straight away in today's episode, guys, as this will be Saturday morning for you, if you want to see the next episode of the FIFA 17 career mode later on tonight after the football, then get this video to 1500 likes. There's just 2 episodes left in this season, so the next one is the penultimate episode of season 1, and if you want to see it later on tonight, get this video to 1500 likes, 1500 likes, and I'll upload it later on tonight after all the football. So there's your challenge, 1500 likes for another episode later on tonight. But still, to begin this episode here, we take on Bournemouth away at the Vitality Stadium, coming on the back of back-to-back 0-0 draws against Arsenal and Burnley at home. 3 draws in a row in the last episode. Now taking on Bournemouth away, desperate to return to winning ways and also find the back of the net once again as well for the first time since the whole game at the beginning of the last episode. The first chance fell to us, but Adama's shot was well saved by the goalkeeper, and then the second chance fell to Bournemouth. But 9 minutes before the break, we did have a good chance here to open the scoring. Diego Menendez wins the ball here and goes down the right hand side, takes around a couple of players with the skill moves, and then finds the bottom corner as well to open the scoring and score his second goal of this season. So the 17-year-old started off red hot, sort of fell off the pace a little bit, was still involved though in the team quite a lot. May not get too many goals or too many assists, but that's his second goal of the season, and it was pretty nice. I got a little bit fortunate though, so I can't really call it a skill run goal, because Nathan Ake did temporarily intercept, but it came straight back to Diego, who heeled a heel flicked around the last man, and then with a 5-star weaker left foot, he rolls it into the bottom corner, past the goalkeeper, and into the back of the net. So 1-0 to the away side. We finally find the back of the net once again since that whole game, open the scoring, and do give us the lead here 8 minutes before the break. So Diego makes it 1-0. Just before half-time, Bournemouth did have one chance to get themselves back on level terms here. Our former striker, Jordan Rhodes, who we gave to Bournemouth in exchange for Callum Wilson on deadline day, went pretty close to haunting us there and scoring his first goal against us, but fortunately Valdez made the save and turned it behind for a corner. But just 2 minutes after the restart here, a great chance for us to double our lead and make it 2-0. Callum Wilson was played forward here, took it round Francis and went for goal, but sadly dragged his shot way wide of the post and behind for a goal kick as he looked for his first goal against his former club since leaving Bournemouth. But just past the hour mark here, another chance for Bournemouth. Benny Kofobe, who he could have signed on deadline day, ran through the shoot, but again Victor Valdez made the save, kept it at 1-0 as he went in search of his 3rd straight clean sheet. So still 1-0 to the away side, and in the 70th minute here as we block a shot, we go on the break. Gaston Ramirez finds Berahino here off the bench, who gives it to Callum Wilson with the fake shot, takes it round 1, uses the dummy runner of Derone and keeps on going himself here down this right hand side, eventually gets past Mark Wilson with the step over and goes for goal at the near post and finds the back of the net, and it just had to happen, didn't it? Callum Wilson scores his first goal against his former club and makes it 2-0 to Middlesbrough to surely secure the points, and we'll get our first win in a few games. So delighted with that. It's Wilson's 6th goal of the Premier League, his 5th goal since joining Middlesbrough, and we get the win by 2-0. And it was like, you know, I knew he was going to score in that game. You know, I knew he was going to find the back of the net against his former club at his former ground. I knew if he got one clear-cut chance, he'd definitely take it, and he did. So final score, Bournemouth 0, Middlesbrough 2. Valdez's 3rd clean sheet in a row, and a massive 3 points for us as well. After 3 games without a win, 3 draws in a row, and 2 consecutive 0-0 draws, and only 1 win in our last 6 league games altogether. We desperately needed a victory, you know, and taking on Bournemouth here on the back of 2 consecutive 0-0s. I felt for sure if we got a goal, I'm sure we'd keep a clean sheet and possibly win the game. Well, Diego scored in the first half, and in the second half, Wilson scores against his former club. So absolutely delighted about that. And of course, of late as well, we've been playing the struggling teams too down the bottom. Swansea, Hull, Burnley, now Bournemouth. We could only beat Swansea out of those 3, but now we do beat Bournemouth and collect a massive 3 points. But still, for the second game of today's episode here, we will now take on Manchester City. We're in 5th place with 4 games to go, 3 points behind Liverpool, and City themselves have 51 points right now. They desperately need points themselves if they're to make a late surge for a Champions League or even a Europa League place to make sure they can salvage something from this season. So as we take on Pep Guardiola's men here at the Riverside Stadium, of course away from home against City at the Etihad Stadium, we lost in stoppage time, if you can remember, to Bakary Sanya's last minute winning goal. So coming into this one desperate for revenge and to get back-to-back wins for the first time in a very long time. The first chance fell to us with Victor Fischer's shot being well saved by Claudio Bravo, and then Gundogan's strike went just off target there and it was still 0-0. But just past half an hour mark here, Derone played the ball through towards Negredo, who offloaded towards Adama, who had the pace to beat Vincent Kompany. The Belgian centre-half couldn't keep up. Adama went through the shoot. His shot hit one post, then the other post, and then finally, as City are about to get the ball clear. Claudio Bravo, the goalkeeper, takes down Negredo basically on the goal line, and the referee awards a penalty. Desperately unlucky with Adama there, and as for Bravo trying to pick the ball up, he takes down Negredo, seems to sort of sweep his legs with his head really, and takes down our Spanish striker. So penalty to Middlesbrough. Alvaro Negredo back in the team for Callum Wilson would stand up and take it, and the reason I put Negredo in the team is because just like with Wilson, I fancied his chances against scoring against one of his former club, and that's exactly what happened. I thought if Wilson can do it against Bournemouth, Negredo might do it against Manchester City, and what a decision that proved to be. He won the penalty off Claudio Bravo and dispatched it himself. He's missed a couple of penalties this season. That's not really his fault, that's my fault, because I'm terrible at penalties this year in the set-piece system in general, but he keeps his cool for this one, scores against one of his former clubs, and does indeed make it Manchester City 0, Middlesbrough 1, or Middlesbrough 1, Manchester City 0, I should say. So Negredo gets the goal there. It is 1-0 to Borough, and again a bold decision to leave Wilson off the bench after scoring in the last game, but I thought Negredo might score against his former club like Wilson did, and he did. So 1-0 to the Borough. A great chance to make it 2-0 on the stroke of half-time, and we do so as well. Victor Fisher was played forward. He was looking dangerous in this first half, so I kept on trying to find him at every single opportunity. I gave the ball to the Danish winger just inside the area, and what a finish it was by Fisher, who scores his second goal in the past 5 games. He's really playing well right now, Victor Fisher, and that's a lovely little finish there with the right foot in off the post, and it is 2-0 to Middlesbrough. So opens up his body, goes across Claudio Bravo, and that is a fantastic finish. The Chilean is getting absolutely nowhere near that, and the former Barcelona goalkeeper is beaten for a second time before the break. So Middlesbrough 2, Manchester City 0. What a fantastic first half we were having, as we were up by 2 goals, and I felt deservedly so as well. So a solid first half from us, but in the second half, just 2 minutes after the restart, City having a poor season by their standards right now, were desperate to get back in the game. They could have done as well, but Kevin De Bruyne was denied by a good save by Valdez as he turned the Belgian shot behind for a corner, and another chance here in the 70th minute, but it came to us instead as George Friends intercepts it. We play it back towards Victor Valdez, and as City try and press us, we just keep the ball in our own half right now and just basically inside our own penalty area. Eventually pass out from the back with Espinosa, finding Friend through towards Fisher down the left hand side. He was looking dangerous all game long. He had the pace on Otamendi here, kept on going, then step over, brought the ball backwards towards George Friend, our left back in support. He found Martin de Roon, our skipper, through towards Barragan, into Ramirez, in towards Negredo, back towards Barragan, and what a sensational team goal with 19 minutes on the clock. Barragan, our Spanish right back, makes it Middlesbrough 3, Manchester City 0, and in one of the all-time great performances of the season. This one is definitely up there. All-time great performances of the season. One of the best performances of the season. This one is definitely up there. Antonio Barragan puts the icing on the cake as he secures the points in style after a lovely team goal, as we make it Middlesbrough 3, Manchester City 0, and the revenge is sweet. They beat us in stoppage time at the Etihad. I felt so hard done by in that game after Sanya's fantastic late finish, but in this game we're going to get the 3 points, and Valdez would keep his clean sheet as well, as he almost lost it there with Fabio dribbling the ball into his own area, own goal, sorry I should say, and then making the save as well for a follow-up attempt. So final score, Middlesbrough 3, Manchester City 0. That was how the game would finish. What a fantastic performance, and this season we've had some good performances, you know, for all the struggles we've had this year, particularly in front of goal. We have had some really good games, it is worth saying that, but in this game I would probably say it was the performance of the season. A brilliant win, and City this season may be struggling. They look as though now for definitely going to miss out of a European place altogether, but this was still a really good win, and I really felt as though the stats lied at full time as well. I thought we were in control for the most part, took way more shots than 6, I know that for sure, and we had a really solid game. And again, what a decision to start Negredo. I just thought because Wilson scored against his former club, Negredo might do the same against City, and he did, and he also got involved in the build-up as well for our 3rd goal, which was a really nice team goal. So 3-0 the final score, and I was thinking to myself after that game, I was like, see, why haven't we been playing like this, you know, all through the second half of the season? Because in the first half we had a few games like this, but in the second half of the season we've been really poor for the most part, particularly over the past few weeks. I was thinking, why can't we play like this all the time? You know, it's 2 solid wins in a row, 4 clean sheets on the bounce now, really solid, impressive wins that one there against City, and of course against Bournemouth as well, and we're now on a 6-game unbeaten streak as well. So it's like, you know, don't get me wrong, it's better late than never for us to start falling into good form, and touch wood, hopefully I won't have jinxed it, but it's like, come on man, seriously, we're better than what we've been playing like in this second half of the season, and those 2 games showed it. So to end today's episode off here, we do have a squad report, so you can check out how the players are currently getting on and how they're developing right now. Heinz has now grown grown to an 80, which is really good to see. A couple of good attribute rating improvements here in this squad report as well. You may be wondering about Menendez's training, by the way. Sometimes he's in the training drill, sometimes he's not. The reason being is quite simple. I simply don't want to stunt his physical development because he needs to get quicker. Right now he's got 74 acceleration, 73 sprint speed. I want him to get quicker, so I don't want to overtrain him. I have heard it's fixed this year, and you can train youth players as much as they want, and they won't stunt their physical development, but I'm not entirely sure. So better safe than sorry. That's how I'm sort of playing it right now. And I look at the league table as well today as well. There's 3 games to go in the season right now. We are in 5th place, 1 point behind Liverpool, and again there's just 3 games to go. The next 2 are in the next episodes. If you want to see that, get this video to 1500 likes and you'll see it later on tonight. But that will end today's episode of the FIFA 17 career mode, guys. So a big thank you for watching. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed the episode, then please do leave a like. Once again, 1500 likes for the penultimate episode of the season to go up later on tonight after the football, and hopefully I'll see you for the episode later on tonight.